Have you ever noticed how the world begins to blur a little as we age? The words in a book seem to dance just out of focus, and the faces we love soften at the edges. It can be unsettling, like watching the light dim slowly over time. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Ageless Garden. I've spent over 30 years helping older adults protect their independence, and vision loss is one of the quietest thieves of that freedom. For those living with diabetes, this challenge can feel even heavier, as high blood sugar quietly strains the fragile vessels that feed the eyes. But here's the good news. Nature has already placed powerful protectors in our hands. They're small, humble, often sitting in our kitchens, yet they hold the strength to nourish our eyes from within. Stay with me as we explore these three mighty seeds of vision. Let's begin with one of my favorite little healers, the flax seed. At first glance, it looks so ordinary, like something that could slip between your fingers without a second thought. But hidden inside that golden or brown shell is a secret, one of nature's richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids, especially a type called alpha-linolenic acid. Think of omega-3s as the gentle oil that keeps the gears of your eyesight turning smoothly. Without it, the retina, that delicate film at the back of your eye that captures light, becomes brittle, inflamed, and less able to process the world around you. I once had a patient named Anjali, a retired teacher in her early 60s. She came to me worried because her eye doctor had mentioned the early signs of diabetic retinopathy, small leaks in the tiny blood vessels of her retina. Her vision had started to blur when she read at night. Instead of starting with complicated treatments right away, we focused on nourishing her body from within. I suggested something simple, 1 tablespoon of ground flax seed in her evening yogurt. She smiled politely, though I could tell she doubted something so small could matter. 3 months later, she returned with a light in her eyes. Her cholesterol had improved, and her retinal scan showed more stability than before. She told me, "Doctor, I didn't realize food could feel like medicine." That's the quiet power of flaxseed. Subtle, steady, and deeply restorative. To understand why, imagine your retina as a lush green garden. It thrives when it's watered with the right oils, but becomes parched when inflammation sets in. Omega-3s act like rain for that garden, calming the inflamed tissues and helping new, healthy cells grow. When blood sugar runs high, as it often does with diabetes, those tiny retinal vessels become fragile, leaking under pressure. Omega-3s strengthen their walls, making them more resilient and flexible. That means less swelling, clearer vision, and better protection from age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss in older adults. Now, flax seeds are also rich in compounds called lignans, which are powerful antioxidants. They help neutralize the oxidative stress that comes from everyday life. The pollution, the blue light, the stress hormones that quietly wear our eyes down over the years. Oxidative stress is like rust forming on metal. Lignans help polish it away, keeping our cells strong and vibrant. But here's something many people don't realize. To truly benefit, you must use ground flax seeds, not whole. The hard outer shell can pass through your body undigested, carrying all that nutrition away unused. Grinding them fresh releases their oils and makes every spoonful count. The flavor is mild and nutty, easy to sprinkle over your morning oatmeal, stir into a smoothie, or mix into your whole wheat dough if you make bread or chapati at home. A 2017 study in the journal Nutrition and Metabolism found that regular flaxseed intake not only improved lipid levels, but also reduced markers of inflammation in diabetic patients. That's a scientific way of saying it soothed the very fire that can harm the eyes. When we bring those findings into real life, it means you're giving your eyes the building blocks to stay strong and youthful. What I love about flax seeds is how gentle they are. You don't need to overhaul your diet or spend money on exotic supplements. Just 1 tablespoon daily, consistently, can weave its quiet magic over time. It won't act like a pill with instant results, but like a gardener tending a beloved rose bush, the reward comes with patience. Anjali still messages me every few months. She's 70 now and says she can still read bedtime stories to her grandchildren without squinting. That, to me, is what health should feel like. Independence wrapped in simple joy. The kind of strength that begins not in a hospital but in a kitchen. If flax seeds are the builders, Then chia seeds are the protectors, the quiet sentinels that guard your eyes from the slow burn of time. These tiny black or white seeds may look simple, but they carry within them a powerful combination of omega-3s, antioxidants, fiber, and minerals that work like a well-trained team. While flax seeds focus on repairing and strengthening the retina, chia seeds focus on preventing the silent damage that creeps in from within, oxidative stress. Let's imagine this for a moment. Every time light enters your eye, every time you look at a bright screen or step into the sun, tiny chemical reactions happen inside. Most are harmless, but some release unstable molecules called free radicals. Over time, these free radicals act like sparks landing on dry leaves. They create oxidative stress. For someone living with diabetes, those sparks are even more frequent, as high blood sugar fuels more inflammation and instability in the body. This ongoing stress slowly weakens the retina's ability to filter light and interpret the world's colors sharply. Chia seeds are like a built-in fire brigade. Their antioxidants rush in to neutralize those sparks before they can cause damage. One of the key players in this defense system is zinc, a mineral that's often overlooked, yet absolutely essential for healthy vision. Zinc helps transport vitamin A from your liver to your retina, where it's used to create a pigment called melanin. Melanin is what protects your eyes in low light and helps you see at night. Without enough zinc, people can develop night blindness or experience early signs of macular degeneration. For someone over 50, especially those managing diabetes, that's a risk worth guarding against. I remember a gentleman named Rajesh, a retired accountant who had been struggling with both high blood sugar and fading night vision. He loved watching cricket matches on TV, but found the glare unbearable by evening. We added a simple habit to his routine: chia seeds soaked overnight in almond milk with a few slices of banana. It became his breakfast. Within months, his digestion improved, his sugar levels became steadier, and he told me something beautiful. "Doctor, the lights don't feel as harsh anymore. I can see the ball again." That's the kind of small, tangible win that keeps the spirit alive. Beyond their antioxidants and zinc, chia seeds are a powerhouse of fiber. In every tablespoon, there's enough soluble fiber to slow down digestion, helping stabilize blood sugar levels after meals. For diabetics, this is no small matter. Every stable reading protects not just your pancreas, but also your eyes, kidneys, and nerves. Fiber is the unsung hero that smooths the roller coaster of sugar spikes, and a smoother ride means calmer, healthier eyes. Another beautiful thing about chia seeds is their versatility. When soaked in liquid, they form a soft gel, a texture that's both soothing and satisfying. You can make chia pudding by soaking them overnight in milk, coconut milk, or a dairy-free alternative, then topping it with berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Some people mix them into smoothies or sprinkle them over yogurt. You can even use them as an egg substitute in baking. Just 1 tablespoon mixed with 3 tablespoons of water. It's remarkable how these tiny seeds can quietly transform both your recipes and your health. There's even scientific backing for what many traditional healers have known for centuries. Studies published in journals such as Food Chemistry and Molecules confirm that chia seeds are rich in polyphenols, plant compounds that reduce oxidative damage and improve metabolic balance. This means they don't just protect your eyes, they support your heart, your blood vessels, and your energy levels as well. But beyond all the science, what makes chia seeds truly special to me is the way they remind us that healing doesn't have to be harsh or complicated. It can be gentle, tasty, and joyful. Rajesh still eats his chia pudding every morning, and every time we talk, he tells me it feels like giving his body a small gift each day. I think he's right. When we choose nourishment over neglect, when we give our bodies what they need to thrive, we reclaim something precious: the quiet confidence of being well. So if you've been wondering how to improve eyesight naturally or looking for foods to boost eye health that actually fit into your life, start here. A spoonful of chia a day, consistency, and care. That's your first line of defense against the slow fade of vision. Now let's talk about a seed that feels a little bolder, a little more confident: the pumpkin seed. Unlike flax or chia, these seeds don't try to hide. They're larger, crunchier, and full of character. And inside each one is a combination of nutrients that form a powerful trio for the eyes. zinc, magnesium, and vitamin E. Together, they work like a maintenance crew for your vision, repairing, protecting, and strengthening from the inside out. Pumpkin seeds, or pepitas as many call them, are especially valuable for one critical part of your eyesight, the macula. That's the small central portion of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. The very thing that lets you read, recognize faces, or drive safely. As we age, the macula becomes vulnerable to oxidative damage and the effects of high blood sugar. But pumpkin seeds carry natural compounds called lutein and zeaxanthin, two carotenoids that act like internal sunglasses. They filter out harmful blue light from screens, LED lamps, and sunlight, preventing the slow erosion of your macular cells. I recall a patient named Maria, a 67-year-old artist who loved painting landscapes. Over time, she started noticing faint distortions in her vision. Straight lines on her canvases began to curve. Her ophthalmologist mentioned early macular changes. Maria was devastated. "Art is how I see the world," she told me. We talked about practical steps, and one of the simplest changes she made was adding roasted pumpkin seeds to her daily routine. Just a small handful sprinkled on her salads. 3 months later, she told me her eyes felt less tired and she could paint longer without strain. Her next checkup showed stable macular function. That stability, that pause in decline, was worth celebrating. Zinc plays a big role here. Just one handful of pumpkin seeds can provide nearly half of your daily zinc needs. This mineral activates the enzymes that build protective pigments in your retina and helps the eyes repair microscopic damage. For diabetics, zinc also supports insulin's function, helping your body process sugar more efficiently. When blood sugar is better controlled, your entire vascular system, including those tiny retinal vessels, breathes easier. It's a ripple effect, a stronger metabolism leading to a calmer, clearer vision. Then comes vitamin E, another quiet hero inside these seeds. Think of your eyes as windows with delicate glass panes. Over the years, those panes face storms, ultraviolet light, stress, pollution. Vitamin E is like a gentle coating that shields the glass, keeping it strong and clear. Research in the journal Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science found that adequate vitamin E intake was linked to slower progression of age-related macular degeneration. When combined with carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin, exactly as nature designed in pumpkin seeds, the protection becomes even stronger. Magnesium, though often forgotten, adds another layer of support. It relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and may reduce the spasms that sometimes cause eye strain or tension headaches. Many of my older patients notice fewer headaches and less eye fatigue after improving their magnesium intake, sometimes just by snacking on these very seeds. What I love most is how easy pumpkin seeds are to weave into daily life. They're not a supplement or a special order. They're comfortingly ordinary. You can roast them lightly with a pinch of salt, sprinkle them over soups, mix them into trail mix, or grind them into a fine powder to blend with flour. One of my patients adds a spoonful to her morning smoothie for a nutty crunch. Another enjoys them roasted with a touch of cinnamon as an evening snack instead of chips. Small swaps, huge benefits. And yes, the science agrees. Studies in journals like Nutrients and the Journal of Food Science and Technology show that regular pumpkin seed consumption improves zinc levels, antioxidant status, and overall metabolic health. Key pillars for anyone looking for foods to improve eyesight or maintain retinal health naturally. Maria still sends me pictures of her paintings, vivid blues, greens, and golden tones. Every brushstroke feels like a quiet triumph. Her story reminds me that protecting our eyes isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about preserving the colors of life itself, the ability to see joy, beauty, and the people we love with clarity. So if you ever feel your world dimming, remember this. Inside that humble pumpkin seed lies sunlight in disguise, a daily defense against the fading of your vision, and a promise that age does not have to mean decline. So, what have we learned from these small but mighty seeds? Flax seeds rebuild and strengthen your retina with omega-3s, the structural foundation of healthy eyes. Chia seeds defend with antioxidants and zinc, shielding your vision from oxidative stress and supporting vitamin A transport for night vision. Pumpkin seeds nourish the macula with lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin E, filtering blue light and slowing age-related decline. Together, they form a natural trio, foods to improve eyesight, to boost clarity, and to support retina health naturally. They're not medicines. They're nature's gentle repair kit for your most precious sense, sight. Here's my challenge for you. Something simple, powerful, and deeply nourishing. Try adding one seed per day. In the morning, stir a spoonful of ground flax into your breakfast. In the afternoon, enjoy a chia pudding or smoothie. In the evening, crunch a handful of roasted pumpkin seeds instead of chips. It's not just about vision, it's about choosing life, clarity, and independence. Each small act nourishes your eyes, steadies your sugar, and reminds your body that you still care. Remember, clear vision isn't just seeing well, it's living fully. Start today and watch the world brighten again. If this message touched you, take a moment to join our Ageless Garden community. Subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who deserves to see life more clearly. A friend, a parent, or a loved one managing diabetes. Tell me in the comments which seed you'll start with, flax, chia, or pumpkin, and let's grow together towards sharper vision and stronger health. Every small step you take sends a message to your body. I'm still investing in myself. I'm Dr. Brian. Thank you for being here. And remember, age doesn't dim the light within you.